Honestly, it's bigger than last year, if you can imagine that.
Who needs the Olympics?
A few of our friends join us, but also Stowe was closed up last year because of COVID, and this year it's open. So instead of just seeing house parties, you get to see us out at a few different social, settings. So gossiping and stirring up, some crazy antics. But
One of the things that I thought was cool was that, we didn't know if it was going to happen again. And I think that when we kind of got the green light that it was going to happen again, everyone was like, oh man, we're doing this again. Let's ride it out for, round two. And like Craig said, a bunch of new faces, but, the same faces, the Toms and, friends like that pop in. And so I think it just makes it like a whole nother layer to the whole thing.
First kiss in the house.
This will be the longest Paige and I have ever spent together.
Bend over!
Whoa!
I'm not used to living with a boyfriend. I'm being terrified.
Well, it's fun. So you get to see us work through some issues that we had never had to deal with before. If you can do long distance right, it's kind of a cheat. It's a little easier. Well, I wouldn't say easier. It's just you don't have to deal with some stuff. So we went from long distance to living together for 3 weeks, and you get to see some decisions be made. A lot of it is if I'm going to grow up a little bit, and fortunately we're still together now, but I think you get to see that path throughout. But we were both excited. We were excited. We didn't know how it would end, because you don't know if you're going to get the ick, or you don't know if you're going to how it's going to be spending that much time with someone. So we were nervous, but fortunately it worked out. Eventually, when we get to the point to have kids, that'll be in Charleston, but her career's taking off in New York right now, and I love it up here. And Austin and I are putting down roots. We're opening a restaurant in the West Village, Carriage House, and I do know that for the next few years, we'll be spending a lot of time up here.
You haven't told me about your date yet. How did it go? Craig, I haven't been on a proper date in a long time, you know what I mean?
Oh, there's nothing more exciting than hanging out with someone for the first time.
Kind of the Twilight feeling of it all is we're going back to the exact same house, where we had so much fun a year ago. And a major part of me having so much fun last year was Sierra. And so obviously, coming back to the house where so much history was last year was definitely something that I was curious what was going to happen. But, honestly, I think that we just had a lot of fun together. And, we both knew kind of coming in that we were just going to try and work on our friendship. Lindsay coming with Carl, they were just they are a couple, so none of that was an issue at all. I feel like there was a lot of things lingering from the summer for a lot of people in the house that I wasn't really aware of.
The summer house was airing at
the summer house, was airing at that point, which just made it kind of awkward, right? So it's fights and arguments that happened in the summer are being relived in real time. And so when they show up, I think that there was lots of awkwardness, and I guess you'll just have to kind of watch that.
I think we worked through it good, but I mean, it's
I think so too, by the way.
It was intense.
You just touched my girlfriend and you're gonna get knocked the out. I will throw you through a goddamn window. Do it! Get him the out of this goddamn house now.
He's gone.
Dude, how crazy is this house?
What I'll say is that stuff happens a lot, right? We just happen to be captured on camera. And, I know it's part of this world, but, if you guys, no one wants to watch a bunch of people sit around and get along in a house. And we also bring a lot of big personalities together. My message is a lot of the times correct, but my delivery has just been awful recently, on Southern Charm, and you'll see that on Winter House. And so, whatever happens in that moment, I live with a lot of conviction on stuff when it comes to guy and girl relationships or anything, and I just didn't agree with what was going on. And unfortunately, it was after a night of drinking, especially with guys. Once we fight it out, a lot of times, we're good.
We literally got into a physical altercation on our show, and one of the funniest thing is that we just like, you know, walked away from it and never spoke about it, you know, ever
Which
again.
is
Just like, you know, kept on going on with our night.
In the moment, I hated what happened, and that's what I reacted to, but I don't hate Luke. And so that's, once we dealt with the situation at hand, I think you'll see, you know, how we deal with it after that.